Hi, my name is Samantha, and this is going to be my reflection for Module 7 over online learning. For the first part of this reflection, we're supposed to discuss our thoughts on students in grade levels K through 12 using online learning after completing this lesson. And I believe that students in these grade levels gaining the building blocks and the understanding and the knowledge it takes to utilize these resources is very important. Some of these websites have a little bit of a learning curve, and being able to navigate them and utilize them to their fullest ability, being able to find course documents and submission boxes and different things like that might take some learning is important to be able to do, especially going on into high school, because following high school, a lot of students will be attending college of some sort where they have a very high possibility of having to use one of these LMS sites. I think that the parameters that need to be in place, though, are the fact that LMS sites cannot replace the ability to put pencil to paper. I think that it is important that kids are able to fluently utilize writing, problem solving on paper. I think those are skills that kids with the technology advances are now lacking. Though they may not need them as much on a daily basis, I think they are still important life skills for kids to have, and I think that those are where the lines have to be drawn. But using an LMS site is a good way of balancing a classroom to where you're not wasting resources using excessive amounts of paper, but to the point where kids are still writing and learning how to use those skills. So kind of balancing. That goes on to the second part of this reflection, if states should require students to complete an online course prior to high school graduation. And I think that this is a good idea for states to do, to add this into their curriculum, because requiring students to complete an online course prior to high school graduation is setting them up for higher education success. Because the fact of the matter is, most colleges utilize these LMS or online learning websites, like Blackboard or Canvas or things like that. And being able to sufficiently navigate courses on these websites is very important. However, I don't think that students at this age should be required to do this fully online. I think that kids this age lack certain skills that are required to successfully complete online courses, motivating themselves, time management, different things like that. I think that it would have to be a hybrid class to the effect that they are meeting with a teacher, a actual person who can answer questions and offer guidance, but they're still required to complete the courses requirements online. And my experience working with the LMS site Edmodo was really actually interesting. I had used Canvas before and Blackboard before and had a sneak peek into the Google Classroom, so I chose Edmodo, and from what I read, it was pretty efficient for the information I was wanting to utilize, which was wanting to see what third grade information and third grade curriculum would look like put onto an LMS site, and I thought that it worked really well and it was really easy to navigate, and I think that I would continue to utilize this website even for intermediate grades like third or fourth grade, so that kids are getting some experience and some exposure to something like this. And I did like this system a lot. I think that it was very user-friendly, and I don't know if it was just the teacher side of things, but I almost found it more user-friendly than some of the aspects of Blackboard. And as a future educator, I would definitely see myself using this. I plan to teach grade school, third or fourth grade, so I don't think that this would be something that I implement heavily in my classroom, but I do think it is something that I would use as exposure and experience. And I think that it would also be good to have parent involvement on here, so being able to get the parents engaged. So maybe offering it as a place where they could go and access different news flyers or extra practice and tutoring and training for their students if they're struggling. And I thought that would be kind of a cool use for it. So I do plan to continue using something like this in the future. Thank you.